Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm here getting ready to remove the passenger side upper control arm and ball joint on a 2006 Chevy Trailblazer. Unfortunately, my camera fell, so I couldn't show you as I removed the tire, removing the lug nuts and the parts that I use. So basically for this job, I'm using an impact wrench, small little thing but powerful, as well as regular tools. I have the upper passenger side control arm here, as well as the ball joint, and I rented myself a ball joint preset from AutoZone. The passenger side is a little bit easier because you have more space here, which is where the bolts go, as opposed to the driver's side. The driver's side will give you a little problem, but it's doable. So what's next is I'm gonna loosen this bolt and loosen this ones as well, so I can start removing them. Also, I have to remove this one here, which is a 10, and remove this little clamp here that's holding the ABS system. So excuse me while I'm gonna start loosening here and loosening those one over there. This is a 15, and these two over here are 21s. 1 second, I'll be right back. The space in here, it's sorry about that, rather limited, but it's doable with an open wrench, and I needed both hands in order to break it. You cannot get a socket in there, so all I did was put the wrench, and then using a rubber mallet I hammered it a little bit until it became loose, and now as you can see, it's coming out. It's gonna take some time, so once I get it out, I'll be back with you guys. So now that those bolts are loose, almost out, I'm gonna start removing the ball joint locking nut. They're both 15s, and removing the lines. It's a clip there and 2 bolts there. Okay, so now with all the cables removed, bolts there, and those about to be removed, I'm gonna pull them off and then start off with the removal of the ball joint. Sorry for the light, give me a minute. As you can all see, the ball joint was destroyed, rusty, and greaseless. And after removing them all, it finally comes out. Yeah, that piece just fell because that's how bad this is. But that's only the control arm. It's time to work on getting out the ball joint. Very important tip: make sure that you tie down this part, the knuckle, to something to hold it, because you don't want to strain your brake line or your ABS system line. Next, before you start pressing out the ball joint, you have to remove the pin, this retainer pin right there. You can push with a screwdriver here and another one here, or you can hold one and hammer the other. Let's try to do this. And that removes the pin. Sorry guys, as you can see, this ball joint is completely torn, destroyed, full of junk. Let's get it out of here. So our setup here is cup holder. We're going straight with this. I know it's not ideal, but any other way it wouldn't fit, so we're gonna try this. Sorry about the noise. Don't. 1, 2, 3. Well, not ideal, but it worked. Well, that was not the ideal way to take it out, but it worked. Here's the old one. Here's the new one. Let's press it in. I'll show you the setup. So again, this is not the ideal setup, but we have the down adapter, cup where the ball joint will go in, adapter on top. Let's do it. breaker. It's working, so let's continue. Just a little more. Just technically a nail. That should do it. Just check before anything. So let's assemble. Grab on because parts are gonna fit. Let me get some light. It's right in. The lip is where it's supposed to. Let's add the clip. Okay, so we need both hands to do the clip. Once that's done, we're basically done. To avoid any more rust on these parts, I'm going to be spraying it with Rust-Oleum to cover it up. I have everything set up and covered. Let me just do it. This requires both of my hands. It's nice and shiny with Rust-Oleum paint to protect it from more rust. I did clean it, forgot to mention that. You need to clean it, sand it down, and use a wire brush. Now that that's done, while it continues to dry, I'm going to put in the new control arm. There it is. Brand new. It's 2 bolts. And I'm going to start it and then I'll let you guys see it. So now that the bolts have started, you have to align the the ball joint here. You have to align it so it goes in there. And you might need to open that up a little. The other ones have gotten started a little. They're a little difficult to get in, but they will be tied. So now once it's all set up, this becomes a 14 and this is a 15. Before, remember, it was 15 and 15. Now to tighten, it's a 14. And just hold it with a 15. Just tighten it until it doesn't go anymore. You're supposed to have the torque specifics, but I don't have it at the moment. So once it's tight, that's it. So now the last thing to do is connect the brake line back to where it belonged with this here at the end, and this one, the clip here, and the wheel. And I'll be right back. So now that the lines have been connected, this is tied. That one is not completely tight and bolted, the one in the back, for the control arm, because you need to lower the truck on the wheel, and once you have the wheel down, you have to tighten them that with the full weight of the truck on those bushings, so that they're set and they're actually the way they're supposed to be. Okay, so now we're going to tighten up the lug nuts, the specifics. If I'm not mistaken, it's 180. I might be wrong, but I have the torque on high, and let's torque it up and be done with the tires. Sorry about the noise. So with the lug nuts tight, the bolts tight in the back, and everything else prepared and done correctly, it's a job well done. Now it's just game over on this. Let's go out and have a drink. See you all. Have a good night.